listen, guys, I need to check in. I watched part of that last video, and I'm watching how the audio is dropping out when I'm playing clips from, like Senator Kennedy. And I do not want that to happen in this.
Today is February 19th, 2023. At the end of the game, here's the toss. 6:37 p.m. before the game starts. 6:37 p.m. Eagles get the ball. He can come down to the last play. And then there's two brothers. And then this is me talking about the two brothers, the Eagle.
Ran to a payphone and I called Lou and I was like, "Oh my God, you're not going to believe it." Anyway, guys.
What do zombies and aliens and Rihanna and a passed away bald eagle on the ground have to do with Super Bowl 57? And what does this mean for all of you? And Rihanna, if you look at the bottom, she's the halftime show. We're going to take a look at her trailer in a second, the teaser of her coming on, and
Because I come clean. Who am I?
February 15th, 2023.
Interesting to see Jonathan Klecks on Jacob Israel's channel, right? Because I feel like between the two of them, you have a Jacob and Esau combination.
When the Hebrew patriarch Jacob was born, he was grasping his...
So the first beast gives power to the second beast to take over.
Two days later.
You guys to go right now do this. Ready? Let me show you what to do. You're going to go to YouTube.
February 10th.
You're going to join
9 days ago.
This channel right here, and I'm going to put a link. Hang on. Right.
And that second beast all of a sudden could do these miracle signs and wonders, like if
right here, because I'm going to be a guest here, right here. Okay, so, and I'm going to put the link. I'm going to put this link, but right here.
So that would be interesting to see Jonathan Klecks on Jacob Israel's channel, right?
February 15th. It sure is, because here's the other interesting thing. When's the last time Jacob Israel had a guest on his show? When was the last time?
Okay, so right here. Okay, so I'm going to put this link, but right here. Okay, link. Hang on. Right
Doesn't that look like,
because I'm going to be a guest here, right here.
If you go to a church, if he lays hands on you, you fall over. Matt shows up. John said this very clearly, but yet.
February 17th. Somebody's a guest on Jacob Israel's channel. Somebody, as Jacob's talking about, the first beast giving power over to the second beast.
Son could do these miracle signs and wonders like lamb, right? So the first beast, then another beast appears. This time the one looks like a lamb, right? So the first beast gives power that the second beast take over. Over, and that second beast
Hang on, right here. Because I'm going to be a guest here, right here. Okay, so, and I'm going to.
February 10th, going to be a guest. February 17th, Jacob Israel has a guest for the first time in quite some time.
So that would be interesting to see Jonathan Klecks on Jacob Israel's channel, right? Because.
And then that was the video.
Jonathan Klecks is a guest on the channel of Win Tees.
February 13th.
Wentz. Zach Wentz. And I heard Jacob Israel talking about a teaser of having somebody on. And he's not talking about me, but he's referencing teaser just to throw my name in there. But talking about someone coming on and Jonathan Klecks was talking about being a guest on someone's show. So that would be interesting to see Jonathan Klecks on Jacob Israel's channel, right?
Absolutely. February 13th. And for the first time, maybe ever. I know you went on Rex Bear's channel and you showed that interview over there. But it looks like you brought her onto your channel as a guest, although she was recording it from her show. Nevertheless, I don't remember last time Jacob Israel had a guest on a show, and all of a sudden, the second beast appears. Oh, and
the beast has risen out of the bottomless pit.
February 15th, 2023. February 17th, 2023.
You do these miracle signs and wonders. Like if you go to a church, if he lays hands on you, you fall over.
Well, this is public information. The administration has
February
said
15th.
that somehow our military and our intelligence community were able to jam the communications of the spy balloon in terms of it being able to relay information to other third parties, including but not limited to China. I've read that in the paper, but I haven't heard them say that.
But just that one balloon, or all of the objects have this ability?
Just that one balloon.
That balloon stems from the hospital I was born at. And there's the mouth of the serpent.
Let me emphasize, let me say it again. This has been going on for a long time. Again.
I want you guys to listen to what he says right now. He makes sure that you understand. He says, let me emphasize. He separates the balloon from the other incursions, and then he lays it out for you. He's ratting them out, guys. Here it comes. Listen.
Just that one balloon. Let me emphasize. Let me say it again. This has been going on for a long time. We know some of the objects. Others we think we probably missed, and we don't know what most of them are.
Senator, do you feel
so bottom line, you're kind of walking away from this thing still having a lot of questions.
Yes. We have unity in confusion. Thanks, guys.
Did you learn anything significant beyond what's been reported in the news, do you feel?
Yeah, I learned a little bit. I can't talk about all of it, but what I took away from the briefing today, more than the briefing last week, is that this has been going on for a long time.
How long?
At least 2017. And last week we were told 2019.
I began 2017, and then first contact with Jonathan Klecks. It took 2 years and 4 months and 11 days, 863 days to land first contact, letting him know Home Depots are coming up next. Homicides as of August 13, 2019. How do I know that? Well, it's going to dominate the news. How do I know that? Because Michael and Klecks mentioned it subliminally in their video. 4 events in 6 days, just like the last 4 shootings that dominated the news in 6 days. So within 4 events, within 6 days in between, there's going to be a homicide at Home Depot that will dominate the news. But right before that, my first contact with Jonathan Klecks is where he's making fun of me. He's persecuting me. So as of August 13th, 2019,
We're told 2019. That's what I took away from it today.
Man, I really thought that the 3 woes were supposed to be part of the tribulation. Wow, thank goodness. Answer my question, Johnny. And that's exactly when it started in 2000.
For me, in 2011, everything started.
Watch him try to change it. LOL. I documented it. Who's the champ? LOL.
Look at all the weirdos that leave their comments on my channel. They're such chicken shits. You were led astray. Carried away captive.
August 13th, 2019. Same day I made the video. This is the bait that I used for Jonathan Klecks on August 13th, 2019. So 42 months later from that point brings you to Super Bowl Monday, February 13th, 2023. And $1,290 days will be February 23rd, 223. Another twin date of Thursday, February 223. And then 223 for the first time ever. Going up to, well, first, let me go here to let me go to this date here, which is going to be, let me let Paul explain it.
Not only will you have, Joshua's longest day caused by this, but it also could have caused Hezekiah for the sun to go back 10 degrees. It also could have caused many other events took place in the Bible. Now, Jesus.
This is 1 day ago. Isn't Joshua's longest day, or the longest day, isn't that 3:15? Joshua's longest day after leaving Egypt and wandering in the wilderness for 40 years, Israel entered the land of Canaan late March to mid-April, it says, so far.
For what the Bible says in Genesis 1:14. God said he created the sun and the moon for the light of the day and the night, and for signs, prophetic signs and seasons, or divine appointments, and for days and years, or divine appointments, and for days and years, or.
And then on 3:16, considering 3 years ago, there's a 21-day period from that point on for 1,290 days. But 3 years ago.
Today is Monday. Happy birthday, Jonathan Vargo
March
Klecks.
16th, 2020.
Are you going to ring that bell or? or what? It's 9:26 a.m. The sun's out. It's a nice, bright, sunshiny day. And I'm going to guess on the stock market today. And I'm going to say that it's going to go down.
The older people in our home. Older might be a state of mind, not necessarily an age.
Going to go down 3,300. So next will be the 30. Like 3,000. It needs to really tumble.
For those millennials of us who have parents who.
If you watch what happened as the president was speaking and what he was saying, it's when he said that the outbreak could last until July or August. That's
like 3,000. It needs to really tumble.
Before the stock market bell rang. After the stock market bell rang.
when the Dow kind of nosedived.
It tumbled 3,000 points, and it was the worst point loss in history. It was the first time I ever predicted the stock market to go up, down, or indifferent, and I believe it was the last. So when this started on Jonathan Klecks' birthday, and coming up is his 62nd birthday, and then I don't know if that ties in or not, but Darius takes over at the age of 62. And considering that I nailed it dead on with the prediction of the worst point loss in the history of existence, simply on Jonathan Klecks' birthday, because I wished him a happy birthday. I don't know if I truly predicted it or if I made it manifest and he decided to make it tumble 3,000 points on that day, which was the worst point loss in history. So coming up, it's another important 3-year period. 316. So considering I hit the Dow, the tumble 3,000, I think I'm going to shoot for the Powerball on this 316. So I'm going to start taking numbers now, and some people will throw numbers out there I'm sure, to try to confuse me. And if somebody really wants me to know it, I guess I'll figure it out and make a prediction on that one day, just because of whose birthday it is. And that sure would be something else, hitting that Powerball on 316, getting the exact number. Because then I would say, well, Jonathan Klecks gave me the numbers. There's no way I predicted it. I can't possibly predict the numbers. He gave it to me on his birthday just to continue along with the miracle signs and wonders that
Other beast appears. This time, the one looks like a lamb, right? So the first beast gives power to the second beast to take over. And that second beast all of a sudden can do these miracle signs and wonders. Like if you go to a church.
Let's go to this one here. So take a look at the time. It's 4:26. Jonathan Klecks rang the bell at 2:26. I made my prediction at 9:26.
It's 9:26 a.m. I'm gonna guess on the stock market today. Gonna go down 33.
The largest point
30.
loss ever today?
Like 3,000. It needs to really tumble.
Point loss ever for the Dow. Really jaw-dropping in.
The largest point loss ever? Today? Is that right?
The biggest and worst point loss ever. Fully jaw-dropping in.
Here's my question. Is there a place that I could have placed a bet that day for just one thought? Like, you know what? Because I got it 4 minutes before the bell rang, and I seem to get a better feel for things right before they start. For instance, it would be 12:12 with 1 minute left. And so I'm thinking of a tie. And then all the way up until the very moment, 24 minutes before the football game started, I decided to give my final assessment. And then here's what I said about it. Well, first of all, with the Eagles having such a devastating loss, and also on some kind of a false flag, some kind of a penalty, it's just not fair. It's not fair how the Kansas City Chiefs won the last play of the game at 5:49 p.m. right before the Super Bowl.
And scored a touchdown that would have won the game, but we'll never know because a referee threw a ticky-tack cheap flag.
Devastates the Eagles and crushes
Bradbury
their
held
heart.
him. He didn't need to. It was out of the break. That's the game, right? Deciding Super Bowl 57 on a flag?
54 left. Greg set it up for you. 35 all, 3rd and 8.
At the end of the game, some type of play where the game's on the line, one of the teams is getting ready to score. Being a tied game, 4 minutes in on the video, 5:43.
Pressure.
At the end of the game, they're getting ready to score,
Couldn't catch up. There's a flag at the 10.
and then there's a flag.
Hang on, there's a penalty.
At the end of the game, encroachment on defense. Some type of play on the defense. And then it's a false flag.
Prior to the pass, holding, number 24, defense, 5-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Yeah, that's worst case scenario. You'll see James Bradbury, they're going to say he grabs him. He's got his left hand on his back. I don't know. Mike, listen, I think on this stage, I think you let him play. Obviously, Mahomes thought he saw it. I think you let him play, finish this thing out.
It was going to come down to one mistake, Skip. And the one mistake was what?
By the referee.
No.
38-35 at that point with a minute and a half left.
Right.
I believe he would have gone and scored a touchdown that would have won the game, but we'll never know because a referee threw a ticky-tack cheap flag.
Kind of a really controversial
a cheap foul call that ruined the game and took away a chance for the Eagles to win a game that I thought they were highly capable of winning.
Restricted him from releasing outside. So therefore, defensive holding.
encroachment on defense.
Defensive holding.
Eagles lose in a devastating, kind of a really controversial, cheating, full encroachment on defense. So it's a defensive penalty that I've foreseen that's going to cost them the game.
Defensive holding. It's plain as day. That's what happens. You
The referee threw a ticky-tack cheap flag, a cheap foul call that ruined the game. And
at the end of the game, some type of play where the game's on the line.
Mahomes, pressure, lofting one, end zone incomplete. Juju Smith-Schuster couldn't catch up. There's a flag at the 10. Hang on, there's a penalty.
One of the teams is getting ready to score. And being a tied game.
I think it's huge because there was a huge earthquake that just went down and it split a huge olive field right down the middle, split it in half. Now, what?
So, as this is the day of the Super Bowl, before the Super Bowl played, it's a video. I didn't get a chance to watch the entire thing all the way through. I still haven't actually sat down and watched, or did I yet? No, I did. I didn't go over it yet. I went and did a lot of timestamps. I wrote them all down. So these are the predictions before the game as the earthquake split a 35-acre olive field in Haiti, Turkey. A giant rift 3 meters deep, about 200 meters wide, formed as the ground was coming down. "35, split, 35, 33.
Gets away. Mahomes racing with the bad ankle and all. Inside the 20, and he's taken down. Somehow, Patrick Mahomes.
Mahomes is hurt, not Jalen.
Do you know that the Chiefs,
This is during the game live.
high-ranking Freemason? Yeah, that's right. Who would have thought that, right? That's a swerve. Who would have thought that?
What, that he was going to get? I know.
Not me.
Me neither. I thought Jalen would get hurt, not Mahoney. But here comes that fits the theme of the Rocky acting scene.
So at 1:05, I'm going to give you the timestamp before I gave you the Rocky theme. At 1:05, it's 6:48. Game just started.
Yeah, but you're only going to score a field goal.
Like, you don't know what the score is going to be, clown. It's 6:48. Right as the game started. This entire video, Super Bowl 57, 1404, where I was totally wrong. And you're already seeing the theme of Rocky Balboa coming back.
Yeah, that's right. Who would have thought that, right?
And then even in Jacob's video, before I even got to it, because I'm still going through his video. You see that? I'm going through it. I'm clicking. I'm going back to the Super Bowl. I'm going back to his video. I'm showing you things. So I really did get a chance to actually sit down and just go over his Super Bowl predictions, or the way I interpreted it and the outcome of the game. The dead-on exact score could have been in the title. I could have put it in the title itself. But instead, this was an F6 way. And I'm going to do it the same way, where when I'm searching for the Powerball numbers, all 6 of them, so I can play it on 3/16/2023, Jonathan Klecks' 62nd birthday, I'm not going to say what the numbers are. I'm not going to tell anybody. I'm not even going to tell the people trying to give them to me. But you'll know. Jonathan Klecks will know what numbers I'm going to settle with from the first 5 and then to the 6th ball, the Powerball. That's the Powerball. You got to get that Powerball number. Powerball number is number 1 through 26. So before he even went down the field and pulled the last Rocky move that he needed to.
In trouble. Gets away. Mahomes racing with the bad ankle and all. Inside the 20, and he's taken down. Somehow, Patrick Mahomes.
Thought that.
What, that he was going to get? I know.
Not me.
Me neither. I thought Jalen would get hurt, not Mahoney.
When I'm playing Jacob's video, I don't even know what he's going to say. I'm just playing it. I'm listening to it. I'm doing multitasking. And then he's talking about that, and then him getting hurt, and it's opposite day.
But here comes that fits the theme of the Rocky acting scene.
Would be.
He was even scored again too.
You get the goosebumps. I get the goosebumps a little. I don't know if any of this means anything,
fearless
For
and
whatever
eager
reason,
eyes.
I saw the
That's
arrow
what
and I
it
go,
is.
I bet you there's a story. So I
He's
looked
fearlessly
at
looking into the future because he sees.
I didn't know.
Well, let's just say that here comes the Rocky story. Here it comes. I'm halfway into the video.
And really, his mobility is what makes him such a great player. If he is a pure pocket passer,
They're down by 10.
that Philadelphia pass rush will be all over.
What do you say his statue?
Chad Henne could fill in. He played in divisional game.
He's fearlessly looking into the future because. That's my music. I added it live halfway through the Super Bowl. I rewinded it to show you the 21. It's halftime. So during halftime, I had some time to go get some Rocky theme, put it in there. It's 8:25, 2:12. I'm in the Eastern Standard. I'm on the in Pennsylvania side. So right now it would be 5:25 in California. Time. It even got worse because it was 24-14, so they're even down even more. So I'll get back to that, the tie score with the 3-point field goal deep, kicking it deep to win the game. Because before I got to it, I heard that theme, so I played it halftime, and I'm still watching Jacob's video, trying to catch up to it. So once I catch up to him, and then
it's against you. You know what else is against? Is the fact that rapper Drake, Canadian rapper Drake, and also teen heartthrob, just strange. He, who's known for the owl, the superb owl, that's his logo, right? Because he's so connected. He put $700,000 on the Chiefs. And usually, I guess, when he bets, it's not a good thing. But there's also the Rocky Balboa curse. The Rocky Balboa curse.
So before the game, Rocky Balboa, it shows Chiefs on it. During the game, as I'm recording it, the Rocky theme is going on. He's getting hurt. They're down 10 points. 3-6, 3-8, 3-8. I added the math wrong. I meant to say 3-8, so I repeated it 4 times. 3-8, 38.
Here we go. So there you go. So now we're at 24, but I'm not counting this one. It just reminds me.
Because the one he's not counting is the spear arrowhead chief, the concealed hidden thing.
So there you go. So now.
So because Jonathan Klecks gave me the 24 for the dead sheep for the Eagles, the bald eagle in the first half. That was the points. Didn't count the arrowhead.
We're at 24, but I'm not counting this one. It just reminds me.
See the arrow? It's like the chief.
History. We stop cyber attacks. We stop breaches.
5 days ago.
Bad things from happening. CrowdStrike. Protection that powers.
Chronicle says, wow, you just can't make this stuff up. Isn't that crazy?
You thought the Eagles were going to win by 3, but man, it's 6:20 p.m. before the Super Bowl. And how devastating is this? How devastating is this right now? That the Eagles lost. So gut-wrenching. Man, you guys probably can't even believe it that they would lose like that. I mean, who could even think this stuff up?
So what you're saying, you can't make this stuff up that you
Says, wow, you just can't make this stuff up. Isn't
the score? Because this is what I'll do in the future. I'll take the clip of the correct score, and then I'll tell you that, look, I predicted the Super Bowl 57 with the Eagles and the Kansas City Chiefs. So I'll start off like this. I'm going to hear the exact score roll off my tongue.
This speaks, right here, the mouse. It speaks volumes without saying a word. Before Super Bowl 57, considering they won the first game 38-7, and they won by 31 and only gave up 7. And then the next 31 tie-in is they scored 31 and only gave up 7. So what happened here is it's the 38 minus 31. 38.
3-8, 3-8, 3-8, 38.
Here we go.
This is during halftime Super Bowl.
They can end the first half with
Live.
24. And
This is
that's
live.
all they need until they get towards the end. 3-8. They can end the first half with 24. And that's all they need until they get towards the end with 3-8. Gave one look at the arrow that had entered his heart when the Chiefs win with such a devastating, crushing defeat of, because this is live, 8:13 p.m., February 12, 2023. And the Eagles will score a field goal here to make it 24-14 going into the halftime.
Again, it's still live.
You probably, when place of concealment would be a hidden thing. You get the goosebumps. I get the goosebumps a little. I don't know if any of this means anything.
And then the 35-yard field goal that they made was telling you that's how many points they're going to score, which would be 11 more after that. And when you're subtracting 7 from 31, it's going to get you 24. And that's one more point than the Chiefs. On the 3. The number 24 representing the amount of field goal points, whether it's for the Eagles or the goals on the field were 24 points each to tie in. 24 tie-in, Eagles first half, 24 tie-in, Chiefs second half. The 1 point more they're kicking in field goals. All you need is one more point. How do you get one more point? Kick a field goal.
For the lead. Butker up. Got it.
Now they have at least one more point, because all you need is one more point to win, to beat the other team. But the final score being a 31 to the Chiefs. Give that to the Chiefs. And which is an addition. So 31 to the Chiefs. To the Chiefs. And we'll get you. What's that? What does it get you, Robin? What'd you say it was?
3-8.
Huh?
3-8.
What's that?
3-8.
I can't hear you. Can you just
38.
Oh, 38. Okay.
Clip of the correct score. So here's the score, because this is what I'll do in the future. I'll take the clip of the correct score, and then I'll tell you that, look, I predicted the Super Bowl 57 with the Eagles and the Kansas City Chiefs. So I'll start off like this. I'm going to hear the exact score. Roll my tongue. 24, which is the difference here. The point.
3-8, 3-8, 3-8, 38.
Butker up, got it.
And they won the first game 38-7. 38. And they won by 31 and only gave up 7. And which is 31 plus 7, 38. Then the next 31 tie-in is they scored 31 and only gave up 7. 31 and 7 is 38. So what happened here is it's the 38 minus 38 minus the 7 gets you the 31. This 31 gives you the 7 left over. And then when you're subtracting 31 from 7 from 31, it's going to get you 24, which is the amount of points that the Eagles scored in the first half, the amount of points that the Chiefs scored in the second half, the 24-24 tie. You're going to hear the exact score roll off my tongue. These are scores. 24 points is how many points they scored in the first half. 24 points is the amount of points that they scored, the Chiefs, in the second half. 38, 31 plus 7, it's the exact score at the end of the game. And they won by 3 their last game, which ties into 31 plus 7. Eagles 49ers, just add those two up. That's what the Chiefs are going to score, is 38, 3-8, 38, 38, and win by 3. Final score being a 31 to Chiefs. And 20. But the final score being 31. To Chiefs. And but the final score being 31 to Chiefs. And
3-8, 3-8, 3-8, 38. They can end the first half with 24, and that's all they need until they get towards the end. 3-8.
The final score being a 31 to Chiefs, and 24, which is the difference here, the points. You notice I didn't say the actual number, but I went with the subtraction now to get to the 24 tie-in. 24 points, even if it's 24 points, 3 touchdowns, 1 field goal, which is a summary of the first half. The Eagles scored 1 touchdown, 2 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns, and 1 field goal. And then even in the second half, it's the mirror 24-24 Jesus between the two teams. 1 touchdown, 2 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns, and a field goal. That's how they each got their 24 points, with it being a 24-24 tie. 24 points worth of field goals on each team.
Field goal.
What is the
goal
on the
field?
On field where there's grassland and pasture land inside of a park, Citizens Bank Park, Lincoln Financial Field Park, same thing. The goal on the
field
is to score 24 points to make it an even tie, because that's their aim, that's their objective. In the end, that's what they're going to do regardless, because that's what they desire to do. That's what Jacob Israel desired and Jonathan Klecks, to have a 24-24 tie-in, because that's their intention and aspirations. You getting the point? The goal is to get 24 of these points across in order to have a 24-24 tie. In this interpretation, it's 24
field goal
on the field, each 24-24.
Everything perfect there, snap and hold.
Now that's a field goal. The other points are field goals. This is a field goal. The others are field goals.
No slipping on the turf, and Patrick Mahomes with a big second half for Kansas City. A 24 points field goal. A 24-point second half.
This is before Super Bowl 57. Just keep that in mind. This is before, and I'm gonna record Super Bowl and click in and out as I go. So at 31, the number 24 is going to be important, very important, and the amount of what someone loses by. Can you?
On the turf, and Patrick Mahomes with a big second half for Kansas City. A 24-point second half.
That's what they lost by, because the Eagles had 24 points. It was 24-14. 38 minus 14 is 24, and that's how much they lost by, starting with the second half. 3-point field goal in the red zone, a dead eagle. You have the
Even though it's a short field goal.
You mean in the red zone?
Here.
Yeah, and what's interesting is you saw Mahomes on that. He centered the ball, which puts him right in the middle of that paint, right? That paint that we've seen guys.
Last 20 yards before the end zone. According to liveabout.com, the red zone refers to the last 20 yards before the end zone on a football field. Offenses change their plays, and defensive coaches change their strategy based on several factors that develop when the ball is close to the end zone.
I don't wish anything on anyone, but
Is that a 27-yard attempt? You thought.
And it happened.
You thought they were going to win by 3 points. 27.
For the
27
lead.
to win by 3 points.
Oh, got it.
And it happened.
They're going to win by 3 points. 27. It's 6:20. They're 6:19. Win by 3 points. 27.
Very end of the game, and I thought they'd win by 3 points. Passed away bald eagle on the ground have to do with Super Bowl 57. And what does this mean for all of you? They'd win by 3 points. And it happened.
What did happen before it even happened? Almost like you've seen the game before, or you just knew what the score was going to be.
So,
here's classic double speak.
And it happened. So, I wasn't even going to talk about the Super Bowl because I'm not a huge football fan, but I am
Not a huge football fan, but I am. I'm not telling you to go bet on the game, but it will happen. I'm not saying that it's going to be, but it is.
Take a look at her trailer in a second. The teaser of her coming on.
And then, as I was interpreting that as Jonathan Klecks coming on through the male-female system, everybody wears a mask and disguises their voice. I'm looking at it as Jacob Israel is going to have a guest on his show coming up real soon. For the first time, I think, ever, right?
Problem today. They've offered, Elijah screamed this out, Lord, they've torn down all your temples. All his temples of Baal. Everywhere I look, there's a temple of Baal. And they all about this, Lord.
February 17th.
All looks like phalluses, Lord.
It's 2000.
All over. Everywhere I...
23, February 19th. I guess they tried to Illuminati me from the beginning.
Like a yolk in the middle of an egg. Something's about to be birthed, right?
What do you think about all this, Jacob?
It's sus. Sus. So
I'll tell you. Just fast forward it about 2 more minutes, and what they're trying to tell us is the actual score of the Super Bowl.
God, I find it interesting. But what I also find interesting is if you look at, just look at the actual logo. Those are those, the numerals that spell out 57. But when you put the football in the middle, it's like Livy or Livy or Levi or live. That word alone, live, is short for olive, which maybe doesn't mean much, except for the fact, because I think spiritually and supernaturally speaking, I think it's huge, because there was a huge earthquake that just went down and it split a huge olive field right down the middle, split it in half. Now, what are the odds of that happening?
I know.
Not that great, right? Not that great.
To be tied?
It's not something you'd expect.
Well, I did. The end of the game. some type of play where the
5:43
game's
p.m.
on the line. One of the teams is getting ready to score.
Mahomes, pressure, lofting one, end zone incomplete. Juju Smith-Schuster couldn't catch up. There's a flag at the 10.
Being a tied game, there's going to be something with the number 3 that stands out the most. At the end of the game, some type of play where
Penalty.
It's a tie game. The game's on the line.
the game's on the line.
Prior to the pass, holding. Number
One of the teams is getting ready to score.
5-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Yeah, that's worst case scenario. You'll see
And
James Bradbury. They're going to say he grabs him.
being a tied game,
Got his left hand on his back. I don't know. Mike, listen, I think on this stage, I think you let him play. Obviously, Mahomes thought he saw it. I think you let him play, finish this thing out. I don't love that call, Mike.
I mean, I think McKinnon, see what he decides to do here.
Yeah, he's got to get down. He's got to get down.
And he does.
one of the teams is getting ready to score.
Take it down and kick a field goal and have to kick off to Philadelphia.
Yeah, you clearly saw Philadelphia is just giving him the green light there. So nice job, nice awareness there by McKinnon to stay in bounds and give himself up and not just walk in for a touchdown.
I mean, one of the teams at the end of the game, with the game tied, getting ready to score, couldn't be any more than what he just did by even brushing his foot over.
And not just walk in for a touchdown.
Just to get even to the line itself, getting ready to score at the end of the game, some kind of a play right beforehand that set that play up right there.
And being a tied game.
I mean, let's go back to this penalty. I mean, I hear what you're saying, Mike. He's trying to run a little whip route.
Eagles having such a devastating loss. And also on some kind of a false flag, some kind of a penalty it's just not fair. It's not fair.
Flag should not have been thrown because it was the classic NBA style play where you just say play on. There wasn't nearly enough there to throw a game-ending penalty flag.
How the Kansas City Chiefs won the last play of the game and scored those lose in a devastating, kind of a really controversial, cheating, false start, false flag defense. And
game-ending penalty flag. I don't see a jersey grab. I don't know. I'm talking about an obvious, blatant fistful of jersey. I don't see it.
Let me help you out, Skip. Let me show you a fistful of jersey. I mean, if that ain't a fistful of a jersey. But the argument is, all right, fine, there's a fistful of jersey. So what? Did it change his route? Did it slow him down? Did it prevent him from catching an uncatchable ball? That would be the controversy. So it's a penalty call. Let me do a review here. It's a penalty call on the defense, on the Eagles, at the end of the game. At the end of the game, it's a tied game. And with this one scenario Skip shows you, he's going to show you that
The flag should not have been thrown because it was.
Let me start here. He's going to explain the exact play I just called.
Devastating, kind of a really controversial, cheating,
false start, false flag.
Flag should not have been thrown because it was the classic
At the end of
NBA
the
style
game,
play where you just say play on. There wasn't
some
nearly
type
enough
of
there
play
to throw a game-ending
where
penalty
the
flag.
game's on the
I don't see a
line.
jersey grab. I don't know. I'm talking about an obvious, blatant fistful of jersey. I don't see it. I don't see it.
One of the
He
teams
touches
is
him with
getting
his
ready
right
to
hand.
score.
No, Skip. No, not that play right here. Skip.
And
No, he didn't. He didn't grab him. He just put his hand on his side. There's no fistful
being a
of jersey
tied
there.
game.
Then he touches him with the left hand, and meanwhile, there's no impeding. It's a strike, what they call a strike route. So you're supposed to strike in, strike out, and the ref struck out. That's who struck out because he throws a flag on a 50-50 call at best.
This was the exact play that I seen. That's why I said it. It couldn't be any more exact than being a tie game. At the end of the game's on the line, team's getting ready to score. It's a 3 thing. The 3 is going to be the most important number in a game. It's going to be a foul. It's going to be on the Eagles. It's going to be towards the end.
That is going to end the game because Mahomes.
It's going to cost the Eagles the game. The Eagles are going to be so devastating. You can't even make this stuff up where with such a devastating loss right here, while the other one goes down. Here's the Eagles on the last play of the game where the Eagles were going to lose, or they're going to win by 3, but now they're going to lose. So it's still before the game is played.
Butker up, got it.
That call cost the entire game that was called on the Eagles because at the end of the game, the one team was getting ready to score, being a tied game, and a penalty flag being called on the defense, which is a turnover, because instead of the Eagles getting the ball back with about a minute and a half, down 38-35 with a chance to score 7 points and win by 4, they had 8 seconds to do that because the holding call that you clearly seen, which is he has a fistful of jersey, and that's what Skip was looking for. So there's a fistful of jersey. He definitely held them. So there's going to be a call at the end of the game, and it's going to be devastating. It's going to be controversial, of course, because you have Skip Bayless, and I think that's LeBron James. I'm not sure, but maybe talking about the the final score here being altered because of either calling the foul or not calling the foul. He's saying it's ticky-tack cheap. I'm saying it's going to be a controversial, cheap, false flag, false start, something that isn't a true interpretation of the rules on the field as each team is scoring their field goals. 24 field goals for the Eagles to score in the first half with 3 touchdowns and one field goal, and then 24 tie-in for the Chiefs to score the same exact thing, a mirrored 3 touchdowns and 1 field goal. So they both scored 24-24 field goal points to make it a tie-in. And then the very last play of the game is the exact play that Skip is showing you right here.
Holmes has got a little bit of pressure. He had no pressure the whole game, but Sweat's putting a little, making him sweat a little bit. And I'm pretty sure he's just throwing it away because the ball is way uncatchable. If there's no impeding whatsoever, the ball is way uncatchable.
Lose in a devastating, kind of a really controversial, cheating, false start, false flag. This page alone shows you the final score where you're just adding the 31-7, the final score of the Eagles and 49ers. This is how the pattern obviously is. The final score is going to be 38, and then the Chiefs, because they're going to win and cover, whatever they won by is what they're going to win by again, twice. They're going to double it up. Everything's tie in double, twin, twice. Everything ties in because it's a twin system. One twin passed the baton to the other one, and then they have their script, and then they write their script, and then the next play is the one twin's script, and then fourth down is the other twin's script. Is how I'd see that it makes sense, splitting the plays 50-50. That just like 3/16/2020, when I'm making a prediction right before the stock market bell rang at 9:26, 5 hours. Well, if it was Eastern, I'm not sure what time. With 2:26, like ringing the bell on his birthday, and then the stock market tumbled 3,000 points, just like I said in the title. Stock market to tumble 3,000 points. And it's the first time I ever predicted it in my life. And for that one day, it went down, the biggest point loss in the history of existence. So again, my question is to Jacob and Jonathan Klecks and everybody else who's involved with the, writing the script. Did you take what I said to make it on the last minute because you knew what the future was already? Like years on in advance, you already know what I'm going to say. Or maybe within a week. Maybe it could be a week period of time. But did you take what I said with the details and all, with the score being tied, with the 3 points, with the devastating loss, with the flag being called on the Eagles to lose, with the Chiefs piercing the Eagle? Or was it that I predicted exactly and met you there with your script? Because some of it I agreed with Jacob Israel. Some of it was my mindset was the pieces of the puzzle was filled tighter because I used an F6 type of a prediction pattern, some kind of algorithm that apparently goes on in my brain. Maybe it's a chip in my brain. I don't know about it. It just randomly does things on its own. I mean, who knows? I just look at it as it's the Spirit of God just working through my brain, showing me things that are going to happen before they do, and then meeting them there. That way I can introduce you to what God is, at least for what I've believed God to be my entire life, a spirit. So did you take my script and put it out there on Super Bowl 57, or did I meet you there and predict it exactly? Did you take my script and made the stock market tumble 3,000 points that day, the worst point loss in history, or did I just predict it and meet you there? When I win the Super Powerball on 3/16/2023, then did I predict the numbers correctly and meet you there, or did you guys somehow give me the numbers and that's how I met you there? So that'll be the question to ask myself at some point when I win the lottery, because what else are you working for in life? This is kind of like a job I don't get paid for. I enjoy it to the extent, but I would enjoy it more with compensation. It would help. So I got to keep working for free and saying, hey, look, I just predicted the future, but guess what? It won't get any more than 237 views. I can show you how accurate my mindset was towards the script about going in it in a roundabout way, because here's how I do it. I'll talk things out loud. The things I'm not really believing will truly happen, I'll say, so what if it could be, they could score, it could be 21-7, 21-20, or 27-24. It could be, 11-11 more. It could be 38-35, or you can subtract 11-11 and it'll get you 27-24. Talking it out loud, going over different scenarios, gives me the roundabout general vicinity to be at, so I can just meet you guys there. And with all this predicting and getting things really close in horseshoes, with all the stuff I've showed over the years, I mean, it's never ending how close everything is that I'm sensing with the kings of the earth, what they're doing, what they put out there, what I'm picking up. So why not finally hit the Powerball? Because it's not something I do. It's not something I'm going to need to do every day, all the time. I'm going to attempt to do it on 3/16/2023. And I'm going to get 6 numbers. I know you guys know the numbers. I know it's whether you have it planned out for the future or you can alter it for that very moment, because I've learned that you guys pay attention immediately and you can say things live and you can just change and alter. I can catch up to you. I can hop on to Brian Hall Y'all's live stream and be led in a direction to find the tees shirts, things like that, because it's a spiritual energy that connects together once I open the floodgates. So it only makes sense. With all the predictions and all getting close, what is life all about? Well, people work for a living. You don't really feel like it. Who does? Hopefully you got a good enough job that pays well. Hopefully you have somebody in your life that makes good money, that helps out, so you don't pay much bills. Hopefully you have a companion that can help you where you don't have to work. Maybe, hopefully you made the correct decisions in life where you have a retirement fund later on, when you're old and you don't really feel like moving around. Or you can put your mind to it and set out for a goal to literally hit the lottery. But that's only if my friends want me to hit the lottery. If they really want me to have the numbers, they'll give it to me, just like they gave me the entire details of Super Bowl 57. I don't know how many more details I can show, but there's more, and it's never ending. So, because it's a sense that I got right before the game started, right before the bell rang, I nailed it. Or they just took what I said and changed it just like that. What if this football game wasn't even an actual game played, and it's a computerized video game, just programmed, and Jacob Israel, as the beast behind that system, he was able to just program it for it to be exactly the way that I said it would be 24 minutes and 24 seconds before the game started. Wouldn't that be something? I don't know, but it's one or the other. And I need to know the answer. So are you going to give me the Powerball number, or am I going to have to predict it and just meet you there on Jonathan Klecks' 62nd birthday? 3/16/2023. 24-point second half. 24 dead sheep in the second half. So I called that right live as soon as they said it. I mean, on the video, I'm doing live as they're going over the Super Bowl. It's towards the end, right after they kicked the field goal to win it.
What does this mean for all of you? And will
I need
Jacob
you
do
guys
it
to
again?
go right now. Do this. Ready?
I did a show last year. I didn't.
This was my prediction beforehand. I thought it was important to show you the two brothers where I'm getting all my information from.
You're going to go to YouTube.
But I looked at the
Before the game started, my 24-24 video, it's before the Super Bowl. It's before the Eagles scored 24 in the first half. It's before the Chiefs scored 24 in the second half. And it's before Jacob Israel had a guest on his show for the first time that besides Rex Bear.
Problem today. They've offered Elijah screamed this out, Lord.
And then lo and behold, don't you know, a prophecy is fulfilled.
Symbolism of everything that went down
And you're
in the game.
join.
And
that looks like him.
Thought
This
that it
channel
was a
right here, and I'm
story
gonna
that was
put a
playing
link.
out. It was the Bengals versus the
right
Rams.
here.
It was a picture.
'Cause I'm
of
gonna be a guest
Christ
here,
against
right here.
The enemy. I thought in my mind, at least.
And then at the same time, because in other words, I learned how to talk a little bit more broader. Jonathan Klecks is going to be a guest on Jacob Israel's show. Now, Jacob Israel apparently was a guest on somebody else's show. But that person who he was a guest on their show, with him taking the clip of being on that show and brings it over to his show, now that person becomes a guest on Jacob Israel's show because he decided to take that piece and bring it to his home. It could always be the same person just trying to act like somebody else on another channel and trying to lead you astray in that way. Or it could be the legitimate two brothers. Maybe I should have shown the Jonathan Klecks channel, meaning the two brothers, the twins, that in this football game, they don't agree on the last play. But one of them's under the impression that the Eagles are going to win the Super Bowl. And then the other one is under the impression that the Chiefs are just going to straight kick the field goal and win. And that is what happened. So the chief showed that he's in charge of the final score of Super Bowl 57 because it's the dead bald eagle on the ground.
It was playing out. It was the Bengals versus the
right
Rams.
here.
It was a picture.
'Cause I'm
of
gonna be a guest
Christ
here,
against
right here.
The enemy. I thought in my mind, at least year. I didn't mean
You're
to.
going to go to YouTube.
But I looked at the symbolism of everything that went down
and you're
in
going
the
to
game.
join.
And
That looks like
I
him.
thought that
But the other bro is going to win with the Eagles. Instead, the Chiefs pierced the eagle. Instead, the Chiefs pierced the eagle, showing you the difference of 20 to 23 is 3. And that's what they pierced the eagle with. They lose by 7. Turnover. A turnover happens. See, sometimes they try to be too specific. A fumble. They fumbled the ball to get ready to go into the end zone, and then they. So when I make it to where instead of being specific about the actual call, the turnover that happened at the end of the game was right here. It was 3rd and 8.
Himself up and not.
I mean, I think you got to see the.
It's 3rd and 8. With 1 minute, 54 seconds left. With that ball being overthrown, uncatchable, and without the Eagle even holding the person, with him not catching the ball, it would have been 4th and 8. They would have kicked the field goal. It would have been 38-35, most likely. And the Eagles would have had at least a minute and a half to win the game. Instead, they turned the ball over.
Mahomes, pressure, lofting one, end zone incomplete. Juju Smith-Schuster couldn't catch up. There's a flag at the 10. Hang on, there's a penalty.
Prior to the pass, holding, number 24, defense.
That's a turnover. Instead of getting the ball back, they said, nah, here, Chiefs. We're going to give you 4 more tries to burn the clock out on us. That way we really don't have a chance to win the game. So it can be devastating, just like Robin said beforehand. He's the one that robbed us. He called the flag 3 hours before the game started. So I'm going to say a turnover happens at the end of the game. And it devastates the Eagles and it crushes their heart. And
Bradbury held him. He didn't need to. It was out of the break. That's the game, right? Deciding Super Bowl 57 on a flag?
yeah, I figured it would be a good idea. Just so it can devastate the Eagles fans and crush their hearts. Turnover happens at the end of the game. And it devastates the Eagles and it crushes their heart. And 3-point field goal in the red zone, a dead Eagle, you have, because the Chiefs pierced the Eagles on the last play of the game, where the Eagles,
They decided Super Bowl 57
where the Eagles
on a
were going to
flag.
lose, or they're going to win by 3, but now they're going to lose. So it's still before the game is played.
Bradbury held him. He didn't need to.
You thought the Eagles were going to win by 3, but man, how devastating is this? How devastating is this right now? That the Eagles lost so
They decided Super Bowl 57 on a flag.
Man, you guys probably can't even believe it that they would lose like that. I mean, who could even think this stuff up?
So,
lose in a devastating, kind of a really controversial, cheating, false start, false flag.
Tack, cheap flag, a cheap foul call that ruined the game and took away a chance for the Eagles to win a game that I thought they were highly capable of winning.
Super Bowl Sunday, right? Everything's about this. People get drunk. People support their teams. The division, the right-left paradigm going down right in front of your eyes. But would you imagine if all of this stuff was maybe scripted? Now, I'm not saying it's fake, like...
No.
Like wrestling. I was the head writer for World Wrestling when it was WWF between 99 and 2001. If you don't know this...
Jacob Israel. Robbins, I prayed to always have just a bit more than I need. I don't want to be rich. I want to do God's will. Honestly, brother, what else matters? Yes, Robbins. Barbara, much love to you too. Please hit the like for me. Much love, dude. Robbins, LOL. Shh, I agree. I love you, Jacob. Thanks for the show. Robbins, love you too, dude.
If all of this stuff was maybe scripted? Now, I'm not saying it's fake, like wrestling. I was the head writer for World Wrestling when it was WWF between 99 and 2001. If you don't know this, that was...
Hey, brother. Thank you, Robbins Hood. Give them hell, Robin. I sense evil and I sense good in the same vessel. That's all. Am I wrong? Matt, share it in the comments section. I'll prove it. Jacob, Justin Michael. I'm with you, brother Jacob. I'm even with my brothers who are against me in their hearts without a cause. You mean like me, Justin? We think twice. Who is with me? Christ, the resurrection, and the life. Robbins, I'm not, but I love making people laugh. So these are all in a row. Who is with me? Christ, the resurrection, life. Robbins, I am not, but I love making people laugh. Robbins, what did I say? What was the question there? Jacob, I, thumbs up. It's on now. Yo, Robbins! Hey! Man, it seems like you really like me, Jacob. Like, Robin's Hood, are you rocking with Robin? I think this question was, Jacob. Oh, Jacob seen Belly of Beast, rockin' Robin. The reason why I took a screenshot of this is because I'm one step ahead of Jacob. I don't know who's, comments flow through, everybody's commenting. Right above Jacob on that one. I love this channel. I love all of you. I simply like this video. So we're in a race. Jacob was one step ahead of me. And then you're right, Willie. So I was one step ahead of Jacob. Scribes, you are all very cool, dude. Thank you. And then I'm literally one step ahead of you. Because then 2 comments later, Jacob says the 144,000 are about to kick some butt. Now, I think that might have something to do with the lottery.
First headline from is.com is, what are the winning numbers for Saturday's $73 million Powerball jackpot?
8, 21, 31, 32, 37, 23. So this one is 8 plus 13 will get you 21. Reverse the 13 that you just got, the difference between that, and turn it into a 31. Just add one more point to make it 32. And then 5 points to 37. And then the Powerball itself is the number 23. 821, 3132. So then even something like an example, a 3 and then 16 for the actual birthday, and then I don't know, like however old you are in one of the numbers, the birth date, the age, things like that, mixing stuff in there. So I think that's what it is. I think the 144,000 get the jackpot, the Powerball. Once again, one step ahead, Martha, Mary, good to know. Hey, Fat, thank you, my friend. Not sure why I screenshotted that. Oh, Robbins, love seeing you here, brother. Again, I'm typing in. Sure, I'll remind you too. Jacob Ezra, awake. What did I do? Yes, Lord. Michael in the house. Deliver us, God. So Michael's saying, Elijah in the house. stay with me, and then start again. I've been hidden in crap. And Jacob says, Robbins, me too. So thankful and proud to know you. But that's because PM Dawn said Robin's Hood is a poopy egg. And then that's why I said I've been hidden in crap. And then that's why Jacob said, me too, Robbins. I mean, it's unusual how many times I'm one step ahead of Jacob Israel here. I sees heart of the earth. You see how close I've been paying attention to Jacob Israel and Jonathan Klecks to get the Super Bowl details? Let's hope so. Looks like Jonah just got swallowed up. Let's hope so. Seems like Jacob's my buddy, doesn't it? Look at that. The day Jonathan Klecks' channel said, this video is no longer available. The YouTube account associated with this video has been terminated. June 15th, 2021. Because June 14th, midnight beforehand was the last time he uploaded anything. And this was the video. June 15th, 7:04 a.m. So the video was at 5:39 a.m. You want to experience a miracle? And that was it. It was a trap. Jacob, you're all going to make me cry, Robin. God bless you, brother. What, for $5? He only gave you $5. Everybody else is giving you $100. I mean, hey, you're very appreciative, apparently. John Quentin Wise, the wise guy, Robin Hood, wolf in sheep's clothing. I'm saying, not much, Jacob, but it's something. Literally only $5. One step ahead of you. Again, a demon is in the chat. Meaning, John Wise. Jacob, what's up, Mark, brother? So the demon said that there's a thief in the chat. Jacob Israel. Robbins! It took 17 hours for your notification to pop up. Better late than never. Great seeing you, brother. Thanks, Jacob. I look forward to all of your videos, especially the one right before the Super Bowl 58. Especially the video on the longest day of the year, March 15th, 2023. I look forward to those videos. Thanks, Jacob. Same with you. Which you are one, a different friendship, a friendship joined by the Lord, a united spirit of love.
Can you imagine if all of this stuff was maybe scripted? Now, I'm not saying it's fake like wrestling. I was the head writer for World Wrestling when it was WWF between 99 and 2001. If you don't know this, that was something I did. Then I went to Christian TV, and then I left it all to sell mattresses and do this because I believed one day God would bring me to a place where I could reach a lot of people. And I think it's huge because there was a huge earthquake that just went down and it split a huge olive field right down the middle. Split it in half. Now, what are the odds of that happening?
Right down the middle.
Not that great, right? Not that great.
Right down the middle. Split.
Butker up. Got it.
There's that 3, meters deep, 200 meters wide.
Great. It's not something you'd expect Not something you'd expect at all, but yet it happened.
Meaning it already happened. It's either the time travel thing or everybody involved. There's not one regular person that can get a Super Bowl ticket. And everybody that gets a ticket is involved with because, you get a benefit for and it's not even really a game. It's a computerized video game.
So what does the olive represent?
Well, as you're showing 24 and you're talking about it being split right down the middle, it's like you're also giving away 24 in the first half. And then the final score is which one is it? 14 is actually the Chiefs score at halftime. 24 is the score of the Eagles, so you just flip it. What the 12 represents, the 12 tribes, the King James Version, 35-35 split down the middle with a 3-point kicking it deep, winning it deep kick, and 200 meters wide. I don't know exactly how wide the football field is because formed as the ground was coming down.
Mahomes in trouble, gets away. Mahomes racing with the bad ankle and all. Inside the 20, he's taken down.
And along with that being the Rocky comeback, as I'd foreseen when he was hurt, and it was 24-14 before that, and I threw out the Rocky symbol. Oh, and he's inside the red zone so they can win by a field goal. So it's 91.44 meters long between the goal lines. But what about behind the post and then behind the other post? Times that by 2, because you're going up and down the field, each team. It's close to 200 meters. It's close.
Somehow, Patrick Mahomes.
What does the olive represent?
Right down the field.
Represents, it's like you think about the olive, you pick it off and then you press it and you get the oil. The oil is symbolic of wisdom. It's symbolic of the Holy Spirit. So in Isaiah, it says, in the city is left desolation.
As pass rushers,
and
this
the
is
gate
where you
is
don't want to...
smitten with wide destruction. When thus it shall be in the middle of the land among the people, there shall be a shaking of an olive tree.
You don't want him to be able to move.
And as the gleaning grapes, when the vintage is done, the harvest is now, people. There'll be a shaking like never before. They shall lift up their voice, and they shall sing for the majesty of the Lord. They shall cry aloud from the sea to the unknown God. Interesting, right? This giant. Take a look at that.
Take a look at the damn score of the Super Bowl. Can you interpret that? I'll tell you what, Jacob. If you do that again next year, and you give me time to watch, and you don't switch it and change it and play around because, you can throw numbers out there, or even with the Powerball. Either way, I'm going to be as wise as a serpent because I got to go around what it really ain't. Because I'm not saying that I got inside information. I'm not saying I already knew what the score was going to be whatsoever. Give me a chance to do that again. To actually watch the full video right beforehand. Another one of your prediction shows. I'll guarantee you, I'll nail it down. But I'm going to have to do it right before the game again because I just can't make my final say without the kings of media telling me what their script is and what they had already written down for.
How amazing is that? Just incredible to me. Just incredible to me that these prophetic signs are happening at such a rate lately. So,
this helped even more because this was before the Super Bowl. Now I finally got something to work with. I got something to really, really work with as I've been putting these videos out all this an hour and 40 minutes. It's because everything keeps tying into another thing. So,
once again, rising from the ashes. Think of the symbolism here. Think of what they're saying. Think of...
All right, well, the aliens, which represents Kansas City Chiefs, they win by 3 in the red zone. It's a dead eagle. The reptilian race, the zombies over here, apparently it's representing Philly, I guess. Maybe it's Philadelphia. But you also have 30 and 30. Plus 2 more is 34. Mirror that, 30 plus 2 and 2 is 34. 35, 35, and then C, like 131, or ACA. 322 can add up to 34. 223, same thing. And then 1 and 1 to make it a tie, and then 3 in the middle to win by a field goal in the red zone. That way the eagle will be dead. So I'd already said this before the game, but I'm just clarifying it more with it.
So interesting. But these two quarterbacks, Jalen Hurts, the guy on the left for the Eagles,
Mahomes is hurt, not Jalen.
Do you know that the Chiefs...
Here comes the dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun.
High-ranking Freemason. Yeah, that's right.
Happy opposite day, Squidward.
Who would have thought that?
What, that he was going to get? I know.
Not me.
Me neither. I thought Jalen would get hurt, not Mahoney. Jalen would get hurt, not Mahoney. But here comes that fits the theme of the Rocky acting scene.
Key Balboa curse. Something about the statue, and everybody's taken to social media to support their team. People like...
How convenient.
What do you say, his statue? Here comes the Rocky story.
During the game, live.
Here it comes.
Before I come across Jacob's Rocky story.
Happy opposite day, Squidward. We hate you.
3 and 8. 3 8. 38. And that's all they need until they get towards the end with 3 8s.
Sus. So what are they trying to tell us? Well, sus in football. It's two people going to war, battle. Got to get your ball over the end zone. So it's no joke that we see all of this stuff happening at the same time. It's sus. You know, do you believe in curses? The magic of Mahomes? I don't even know magic of Mahomes. Don't put anything on the statue. People are doing it anyway. What do you think? Is there, do you believe in curses? The magic of Mahomes? I don't even...
Here comes the Rocky story.